Thanks for watching. We're currently at the library in Traverse City where people go to learn stuff, and well, that fits in nicely with who we're talking to right now, Scott Seifert. CERT. Explain to me what CERT is.
CERT stands for Community Emergency Response Team. It is a program that's put on by FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, and it's administered here locally by the Grand Traverse County Emergency Management. And it's an all-volunteer organization, and what we do is we help out with emergency services, whether it be search and rescue, like the kayaker that was lost here recently.
Right.
The Benzie County CERT team did a lot of help with that and search and rescue, looking for that lost kayaker. And we do other things too, help with parking patrols, like at cherry festivals and parades and things like that.
Yeah. Now, what is your official title or your duties?
My official title is I'm the project coordinator / team leader, and essentially what I'm doing is that I am putting together the Grand Traverse County CERT team. So I'm looking for volunteers. The things that we do, we provide the training. We get together once a month. Aside from the trainings that we do, which is about every other month, and it's open pretty much everybody. We do a background check.
Now, when you talk about training, what does that include?
A lot of the training that we do is just kind of things that we would run across, like incident management. Like if we get called out, we don't self-deploy. Like say there's a large accident or we have a large power outage. And so people, like we've had, so people are going to go to a gym or a church so they can get warm and get some food and some water. CERT would be the people there that would be helping them out by handing out blankets, handing out water, and things like that.
How long have you been doing this?
I've been doing this for a little less than a year. I started this project, or became involved in the project last September.
How would you gauge our and the region's ability to respond to an emergency? Because this is one of those things where you don't really think about it until it happens, and then it's too late to kind of think about it. So how is our ability to respond?
We're getting better every day. It's something that I'm surprised at the amount of people that are really actually into it and see the need for it. And as this team is getting bigger and bigger and bigger, we're building bridges, with local emergency services, and they're very receptive. So it's getting better every day.
All right. So how did you get involved in all of this? Do you have a background in this, or how did all that come together? And by the way, your position is volunteer.
Right.
All right. So how did you get involved?
I'm actually friends with Greg Bird from Emergency Management and for Grand Traverse County. And I came to him one day. I do a lot of community involvement through my church and through my town. I live in Kingsley. And I said, hey, I want to do something more, do something different. And he was kind of like, hey, do I have a project for you? And then I kind of looked at it, and I'm like, well, that sounds like something that would be very interesting, and if we're successful, it'd be fantastic. So that's kind of how I got into that.
All right, somebody watching this wants to get involved in CERT or learn more about what you're doing. What's a good way for them to do that?
You can go to Grand Traverse County's webpage. They have, under emergency management, there is a CERT page or a connection to a CERT page, and also on Facebook, Grand Traverse County CERT has a Facebook page as well.
All right. And so when you talk about things like power outages or the heavy snow we had back in March about 5-6 years ago, right, where it almost shut down the entire region, what happens when something like that happens? What do you do on the morning of this heavy, wet snow where everyone's losing power?
Well, the first thing I do is make sure that I have power and my family is warm, and that's one of the big things about CERT is we take care of ourselves first, because we can't help anybody else if we need help too.
That's a good point.
So, and then after that, what we do is we wait to see if we get called out, which is by emergency management, and to say, hey, we need some help, or fire services where they'd be handing out blankets, or maybe search and rescue, or something very, very small. There is training. We don't do anything unless we're trained to do it beforehand, but we're not like fighting fires with fire departments. We're not doing, with police agencies chasing wanted felons or anything like that.
Community emergency response training.
Team. I'm
a slow adapter.
That's all right.
Scott, thanks for making the time.
No, my pleasure. Thanks, Vic, for your time.
In Grand Traverse County, I'm Vic McCarty for My News 26.